everyone. I'm Janice Clines, Marketing Manager for AOE, and today we are discussing public relations. Today I'm with Kristin Dispenza, Senior Account Manager and AOE's Media Relations Practice Group Leader. I'm also joined by Jessica Porter, Account Manager for AOE, who recently came to AOE after serving for years as a writer and editor for various construction industry trade publications and has extensive knowledge and experience on the subject. Public relations is an ever-evolving industry. Having started in 2001 as a public relations firm, our roots in PR are extensive. AOE works hard to stay ahead of changes and to develop relationships with editors that lead to high-quality content published in respected industry publications. Hi, Kristin. Hi, Jessica. Thank you for joining me today. So, Kristin, can you tell me how can a PR team establish a great relationship with an editor?
Well, editors typically have a relatively small pool of PR teams that they give the most attention to because they know those teams will contribute well-written content. They know those PR teams will consistently submit the content on time and that the content will match the original pitch that was sent over, as well as the publication's editorial guidelines. Good PR teams also take the time to communicate clearly and concisely with editors.
Okay. Jessica, having had many years of experience as an editor, can you tell us what kind of content editors need?
Sure. It really depends on the publication, but editors of respected publications with a large readership and high brand recognition look for articles that are timely and educational and well written, researched, and on topics that have not been covered many times already. I've also found it's important for PR teams to send editors more than just an interview offer or a quote on topics. Those resources are valuable, but it's likely that editors have their editorial calendars filled for feature articles far in advance. What they need most often is great articles written by industry experts and delivered by reliable PR teams. Additionally, there's a lot of publications looking for filler content, especially for online space. It's likely that these publications have a small readership and low brand recognition. So PR teams may be able to place many articles in these kinds of publications, but it's unlikely they will see a high return on their investment.
Okay. Kristin, can you tell our audience why PR teams should send editors abstracts instead of articles?
Yeah, it's because pre-written articles are typically not effective other than to get a high number of placements in low ROI publications. Reputable publications usually require exclusivity, which PR teams will not be able to guarantee if they've submitted the same article to dozens of media outlets. So this means good PR teams work with editors to develop stories that are tailored to the editor's specific publication. And an effective way to do that is to start with an article abstract, which allows the editor to understand the proposed article topic and why that topic matters to their readers. Abstracts also offer the editor means of getting to know the company that will deliver the end product.
Okay. So, Kristin, you've helped many AOE clients with PR. Tell us how PR teams develop article ideas that stand out. And do you have an example of something AOE has helped a client with?
Yeah, well, editors work off of an established editorial calendar, so that's often where we start. Many of the topics on the editorial calendar repeat yearly because they're important, like safety or training or diversity, labor-related issues. And while editors are guided by the editorial calendar when looking for content for each of their issues, they're also looking for unique angles for each topic. So PR teams are challenged to find new angles for the topics. So the best PR teams are going to create article ideas that appeal to the publication's readership while also serving the client's best interests. I'll say too that when a disaster happens or major legislation is announced, something like that, editors receive tons of the same pitches. The editor then has to find either the best company to write the article or find a pitch among the many they receive that has a unique angle that will stand out among the many similar articles that are going to run across all the industry publications. Successful PR teams are able to build relationships with editors that meet all of those needs. As for an AOE example, at our company, we take several approaches to achieving the right balance. For example, we've helped the International Grooving and Grinding Association get coverage this year of a tech brief they developed on how to perform bridge construction when a diamond ground surface is going to be installed. That kind of technical information provides a lot of value to people in the industry. And also, since sustainability is a topic of interest to readers. Several AOE clients have focused on sustainability messaging this year. For example, on behalf of the International Grooving and Grinding Association and also the American Concrete Pavement Association, we've published information on ways to enhance the carbon capturing abilities of concrete and on the longevity of concrete. And client companies like Heidelberg Materials are sharing sustainability messaging too.
Okay, that's great. Jessica, how much client promotion is too much?
Well, publications offer editorial and advertising opportunities, and it's really important to know the difference. Great PR teams don't send articles that are glorified press releases. It is fine to sneak in a promotional paragraph or a quote in an article to see if it'll get past the editors. Sometimes they have different um, requirements for how much is acceptable, but promotional content is not considered editorial. Readers really want informative content they can count on as resources, and promotional materials are for paid advertisements. The editor will absolutely know the difference. So, submitting promotional material disguised as editorial will not reflect well on the PR team or its client.
Okay. So, Jessica, can you tell us what if only digital publishing opportunities are available? What is one to do?
Good PR teams don't aim exclusively for print publication. It's great to see an article in print, of course, but there are likely many more opportunities with fewer stringent requirements for digital placement. And the publication's brand is still associated with digital coverage. If a PR team is uncertain about the benefits of digital publication, they should ask the editor for reader statistics to confirm whether it's worth the client's effort to contribute. And even if there are relatively low reader stats, it may still be worth submitting content based on the publication's brand. Clients can position themselves as industry thought leaders with articles in respected digital or print publications.
Okay. So, Kristen, as AOE's media practice group leader, how is working in PR similar to working in media?
PR and editorial are similar because both groups need to keep a target audience in mind. For the PR representative, it's the client and the audience the client wants to reach. For the editor, it's the publication's readership. And Jessica, I'm going to defer to you to tell us how trade publications specifically are similar.
Yeah, so working as an editor of a trade publication is similar because those editors need to keep in mind the publishing association. Editors of trade pubs typically are tasked with highlighting work and trends showcased by association membership. So finding those diverse members to represent the industry is typically the challenge. But that is not to say that results are limited or biased because at least in the companies that I worked for, they all had diverse members that were able to represent the industry. But I do imagine that this is quite different from working with a news publication with no association affiliation.
Okay. So, Jessica, with many years of experience in technical writing for industry publications, how is working in PR different from working in media?
Well, editors of trade pubs need to keep in mind the publication's readership and style. And it's a little bit more complex, I've found, for PR teams who need to keep in mind client messaging and balance that messaging with the publication's requirements. It is a little bit easier to source information for PR teams, though. They create articles highlighting work or expertise from their clients. Being a freelance writer for very varied publication requires industry-wide research and interviews. Experienced PR teams like AOE understand how to work with media to achieve a strong ROI on client content and position clients as thought leaders. From story development and sending the initial pitch to writing, formatting, and submitting a great article, the AOE team's strong relationships with editors in various industries results in well written and educational articles placed in many industry recognized publications.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jessica and Kristen, for taking the time to sit down with me and discuss public relations and helping our audience understand what it takes to create a PR campaign that appeals to editors, both digital and print. Let AOE's expertise and relationship with industry editors help your PR efforts. Visit our website at aoeteam.com for more information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.